My name is Rebecca Pinedo, and I did my presentation on immigration detention centers. So the first topic is the history of immigration detention centers. So the first detention center for immigrants was Ellis Island, which was created in 1882. However, there weren't a lot of immigrants being placed in immigration detention centers until the 1980s. In 1988, Congress passed the Anti-Drug Act, which ultimately led to many more non-citizens, um, uh, a lot more attention being placed on non-citizens who committed a felony. And then on September 2001, there were a lot more immigrants being placed in immigration detention centers because of the rampant fear that resulted from this event. And then here's a picture of Ellis Island and then a picture of an immigration detention center now. The next topic is current societal impacts. So immigration detention centers aren't doing very well in regards to treating the people there. The immigrants are facing severely substandard health care. They're not receiving the medication that they need. For example, those who are experiencing mental health issues, they aren't receiving the amount of medication they need. A lot of the times they're not as strong of a dose. They're not receiving, they're just overall being neglected medically. The uniforms are also extremely filthy, which is causing a lot of diseases such as urinary and vaginal infections. The food is rotten and inadequate and is also causing sicknesses. And lastly, there's also a lot of verbal and physical abuse. Here's a visual of what that kind of looks like. The bathroom is not in the greatest situation at all. They're almost being placed in what many people has described as cages, and they don't have a lot of blankets or a lot of sleeping room. Next are strategies for civic engagement. So to help those in immigration detention centers, we can donate our time. For example, maybe serving food or serving clothes or something like that. We can donate money to organizations that will help those people. We can provide moral support. Some people will go marching and help advocate for those who aren't able to speak for themselves. Or you can talk to other people about it and help them to become educated as well. Lastly, we can call representatives. This goes a lot longer than what many people think. They may think that one phone call doesn't matter, but it may actually have a great effect. And these are just visuals of what we can do. We can volunteer, we can connect with the community, and also provide moral support. Lastly, cultural capitals. So the first one is community cultural capital. Advocates can gain support from other communities, especially those that have the same beliefs, because they will they will more strongly advocate for those as well because they understand why you are supporting this cause. Second, social capital. Advocates can find those that will create connections to those who have high positions so that they can make decisions in order to have a bigger impact. Next is navigational capital. They can find ways to continue to make the situation relevant to those who may not be of the same background or be of the same beliefs. They can explain to them why it should be important to them. For resistant capital, advocates can push through to make the change, even though it may not seem like there is any kind of improvement. Sometimes change takes a long time, and it's important to remember that you have to keep pushing. And then lastly, aspirational capital. Advocates can keep their goal in mind in order to stay motivated and focused. And lastly, some visuals of resident capital and community capital. And then my works cited. Thank you.